Hey guys, so what I want to do in this video is give you a quick summary of the most used functions, in my opinion. The thing with Excel and the thing with a lot of people on YouTube will try to do is tell you what basic functions you need. And I've learned that there's no basic functions that you need. It's depending on what you need from Excel. Someone can come in and write a statistical model and that's what they need. And none of these functions that I'm going to talk about really explain that. So it really depends on what you want out of Excel, but these are the most commonly used. One of the things that I did when I first started is I would go into the formula tab, click on any of these, any of them that caught my attention, I would just open and learn from. And the best way you learn Excel is through trial and error, because you're going to make a lot of errors and you're going to learn from those. So try that. It's a great tool to get familiarize yourself with. And if you're like me, a numbers nerd, you'll enjoy it. But these are the four that I want to talk about. These are the explanations. If you care to read them, please pause. I will include a summary of these in the comment section. It will be linked, so you can get this detail. But these are the 5 that I want to talk about, and we'll dive into that. The if function is a great tool because you can create nested if functions, and these are logical tests that you can do. Great way to check your data, which we'll dive into in another video. But let's jump into it. So here I have a set of sales and price per unit and region. And we're going to go through sum, average, COUNTIF, XLOOKUP, or lookup, and then an if function. And we'll dive into each one of these. The sum, we all know what a sum is. It's just summing up a set of range of data. There is the technical way to do it, which is you go to your function bar, click anytime you want to open up a function, you click enter or equals, and you type in the first 3 letters. Once you type in the first 3 letters, click tab, opens up your range, and F2 opens up your searcher, and scroll down, close parentheses, that's your sum. Keyboard shortcut way is to press Alt =. That sums up. Average is basically the same thing. It averages out a set of range, a set of numbers, and we're going to do the same thing here, by the way. And that is type in your first 3 letters, and you see where it says average, and it will list here, if you can see, the description. So it's going to have a lot of different averages, but different types of averages, I should say. But this is the one that we're going to talk about today. And you type in your first 3, click tab, TAP, opens up your function, and then F2, F2 goes, and now you can move where you want to highlight. Shift and, shift and down, goes into the range, close parents, that's your average, copy and paste. This is a great way if you're looking at cost, if you're looking at revenue, it's a great way to average out each month so you can determine what your trend is. We'll do a video on trend analysis. It's a great way to work on your revenue and where you need to fluctuate. COUNTIF. Anytime you have an if function towards any kind of other smaller function, it creates an opportunity for you to provide a logical test. So it would say, count all that are above a 10 or something. That's very useful. So what we'll do is we'll enter this formula. This basically says, it says count D4 to D13, any that's greater than 20. Now, a great way to figure out what your function is asking is that if there's an f sub x here, that will open up your argument. And we'll give you some description. It was a great way for you to do some error checking to make sure you're not missing anything. So basically all this is saying check this range, only add up the ones that are above a 20, and then it equals 4. Now we all know what's greater than or less than, and anytime you want to do a text search like that, you have to create quotes. So simple as that. Click enter, gives you 4. If you copy and paste over, it does the same thing. Now XLOOKUP is a great tool also, and let's say we want to enter in and we want to say look up product D and give me the corresponding information. I think it's 2013 or 15. I'm not 100% sure on when XLOOKUP was entered, or actually 2018. But it's a great way. It took apart the issue with VLOOKUPs, because VLOOKUPs were, if you had anything left to the lookup value, you couldn't enter that. It had to be to the right of it, and you had to sum up the columns in each. XLOOKUP eliminated all that, and it's a great way. I urge all of you to get familiarized with it. But if you were to enter this in for sales, you would do, XLOOKUP, tap, lookup value is going to be product D, lookup array is going to be here, because you're going to match that. Return array, we want unit sales. And then if not found, 2 quotes, leave it blank. Match is going to be exact match. And search mode is going to be first to last. Well, you know what? We won't even use that. And it gives you a 40. Product D is a 40. Now, you want to copy this formula over, but if you do this, if you copy it over, you're probably going to get an error. Or do you get an error? Well, no, you get these two that moved over. So, but in Excel, anytime you want to make a set of rows or a set of data stationary, meaning that it doesn't move, you go into that section, you press F4, and it adds a number sign to the letter and the number. In this way, then it makes it stationary, so this doesn't move. So it should, it should move this over. Oh, that's here. I forgot to do that. K6 should be stationary as well, because that's your lookup array. And there. So now, if you wanted to look up, say C, it'll pull up required data. Now, the good thing about XLOOKUPs, as I mentioned, is this could be behind or in front. You just have to pinpoint which location you are pulling from. Now, the if function is one of my favorite functions in Excel. It basically is an algorithm. Simply put, it just basically creates an argument for you to provide, and Excel will list if it's right or wrong. We're going to give it a very basic argument. In another video, we'll do a more advanced version, which is a nested if function, which is a great tool if you're creating a large data set, you're working on some regression. It's a great way to determine if it's useful or not. So we're going to do so now what I did, basically, I looked at the first letter, and then I said if it's above 20, then mark it a high. If it's below 20, mark it a low. So to show you what this looks like, this is your logical test. Is D4 25 above a 20? It is. If it is, what should you mark it? You say high. Anytime in Excel you want to create a response in a word, you have to put it in between quotes, because the system will not recognize it as a text. False is low, and we indicate that it's hi. So these are your 4 functions that I believe are very important. Please review. I will include a summary of these and a quick how-to on each of these functions as a list, as a link. Please, if you like this kind of material, hit the subscribe button. If you're interested in anything and you want me to create a video about any kind of function, any kind of question, please, I would be very eager and happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching.